een beetje huiswerk wat we mee hebben gegeven. So it's very important that the homework that we do in the beginning of the session, that you take it serious. Think about your sequences. Any questions now?
So we have a small group of jiu-jitsu athletes that we give some extra work. We have some extra training sessions during the week. We do that 2 to 3 times a week, a select group. And now we have Europeans coming up in October, so we decided to specifically prepare for that. And this week was the first week. We kicked off with a small meeting, set some goals, structured the class, explained it to the athletes, and today we just had a first session and it was great. Yeah, so we have Joran El Fuego competing, pretty dynamic fighter. You might see him in previous vlogs. Very active, he's a little bit fast-paced, very good defensive skills. Likes to work for submissions. Then we have Inske, the killer lady, famous one. Also a very active athlete, also a really killer mindset. Most of the people that train here have we look for the finish. But with the IBJJF tournament, you really have to take into account the point system as well. Then we have Michael, a little bit more experienced competitor, a brown belt. He's a very technical player, I would say. And then we have Tina. She just recently joined the gym. It's the girlfriend of Michael. She's a blue belt, and I can't really tell too much yet about her since I didn't see her compete a lot. And we also might have Mats competing at Europeans, not sure yet. Mats is also a former judo guy. Really likes to put on the pace and looks for the kill. So excited about all. As I said, a lot of kill type of fighters that look for the submission, but we really have to scale the kill intensity down and work a little bit more strategically as well.
I've had a couple competitions that were pretty cool. 80cc is my favorite rule set. So at the trials, we had a couple of good runs. The last one, I think some of the scrambles in that one was the most fun for me. Anything with a dynamic movement leading to a submission is the most enjoyable. So those stand out.
Yes, I did it before. It was at 2024 at the Gi in Paris. It was a very nice experience. Had a great preparation with the team, and this time we are preparing another way with the whole group. So I'm very excited to do that.
And what are your expectations for the next one?
Of course, I hope to medal. So I am expecting a very tough tournament, but I hope to win. So those are my expectations.
Yeah. So we don't believe that it's valuable to focus on new skills at this point. So we have like about 8 weeks. So of course, new skills is already good, but now we just really want to sharpen some tools, get the right intensity, focus on good sequences, the small details that matter. We also have to take into account that it's IBJJF competition, which has central rules, certain point scoring system. So we try to work with that as well with our athletes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going, having a lot of talks with our coaches to see which type of adjustments we can make to tactics and strategy to make sure we can fill in these holes in the game. But a lot of it has to do with being more comfortable in not only turtling positions, which is a lot of ADCC, but also a lot of guard work and wrestling up, takedowns into a pass. So making sure we have a well-rounded game that can adjust to the rule set.
Yeah, and also it's really high level. So European Championship, so expect good opponents which will not get finished easily. So strategic-wise, if you go for the kill 2 minutes, cannot submit him and you give up positions, you give up points. If you work in a sub-only format, whereas there's only submission-only format, there's no points, then it's way different for sure.
Yes.
Not really specific, but we're working in sequences. So you sweep, get on top, do a submission or a pass and stabilize. So it's just sharpening the game plan.
Dus één dingetje wat ons een beetje opviel bijna iedereen. Er wordt single X gepakt. Eigenlijk beginnen is goed, 2 op 1 of welke grip naar keuze. We missen een stukje op balance. Dus dit doen we goed. Op en hier doen we gelijk iemand uit balans brengen. Kijk, met de handen gaat het niet ineens. Dit zijn waar we net goed gaan. Nou, die kan ik een keuze maken, laten we terug omhoog komen. Zodra je omhoog komt, kan ik die gaan schieten. En die gelijk weer op positie goed. Nou ga ik weer klaarzetten voor de volgende beweging. Aan de pass, hij komt naar mijn toe van de uitweg. Komt u weg, ga dit stoten. Dan gaan we bij de volgende tot de linkse rug gaan pakken. Iets meer details en kleine dingen. Het gaat heel goed, alleen een paar kleine dingen zien ons.
It's way different than MMA. As you said, you don't know what you're facing. It's not per se game plans, but we focus on the game of the athlete. So you have certain athletes which favor some positions or which favor certain techniques, certain strategies. Some may be a slow starter, some may be an explosive starter. So we focus really on the athlete itself, as you're not knowing who you're fighting against. So there's less game plan, but more focus on the game of the athlete.
Showing up is number one. If you're beginning out, especially at the lower levels, if you show up at these tournaments while you have the time to gain experience when it doesn't count for much, that's when you should be doing it. So just show up and show up often.
When you're escaping the back, a very important thing to go from a defensive cycle to an offensive neutral cycle is whenever you escape, doesn't matter the side, if I can get my knee and elbow connected, and he tries to get up now, there's a very low chance he'll end up in mount. The problem is this. Okay, so try to work on escaping to get your knees towards your chest and get that connection here. It will usually get you in a better position.